we're back. In today's video, wait, not again, are you serious, god Landon? Alright, y'all know the drill. Okay, much better. Anyways, now that we're dripped up again, let's try this again. In today's video, we played through Pokemon Scarlet using only full-out shiny Pokemon. But wait, there's a twist. In Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, there are 3 different main storylines, and like usual, I like to make myself suffer by making stuff harder. I want a shiny Pokemon for every badge, which means I have to shiny hunt 18 Pokemon because I'm counting all 3 storylines. But wait, there's even more. Not only do I need to shiny hunt 18 Pokemon, but they also have to be the specific ones that I have picked out here. So yeah, as you could expect, we got a lot of shinies and unfortunately faced a decent amount through this long, painful journey. Since this is going to be a long video, I'm not going to necessarily go into extensive detail about each of my targets, but I will talk a little bit about them. I hope you guys enjoy this video and are ready because this is going to be a long and painful journey. So after the ridiculously long intro to Scarlet and Violet, we chose our starter and got ready to do our first hunt as soon as possible. Also, some of this happened a while ago and this took me about 9 to 10 months just because I kept pausing and coming back to it, so bear with me. For our first shiny Pokemon, we're starting off with some pain right away. Yeah, so I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but we found a shiny tarantula in the starting area. And if you can't tell by my voice right now, it's not a target, so it is considered a face. For our first target that I eventually decided on, I hunted a new Gen 9 Pokemon, Tinkatink. I love the lore behind this Pokemon as it uses its hammer to take down Corviknight, but instead we ended up getting more pain with a shiny Drowsy. I can't lie, shiny Drowsy and Hypno look good, but they're looking like they're trying to catch a case. I mean seriously, look at these dudes, and it's not what we're looking for. But shortly after the Drowsy, our Tinkatink finally arrived.
No way. Yo, I think that's shiny. Let's go, baby!
Already? With our first actual member of the team caught, I decided that I wanted to hunt other new Pokemon, and I also wanted an electric type. 2 Pokemon came to mind, and it was a choice between Wattrel and Pawmi. I ended up choosing Wattrel because I just simply think Wattrel is cooler, but Pawmi has a fantastic shiny as well. For this hunt, I decided to try something called Full Odds Outbreak Hunting for the first time, which is basically where I get an outbreak of the Pokemon that I want, but I don't KO anything to raise my odds, and thus I can shiny hunt an outbreak but with full odds. So shortly after I got my outbreak, my shiny bird appeared. Wait, I did not get it already. That is not. No shot! Dude! I kind of forgot to tell you guys the nickname from our first target, so I'm just going to tell you the nicknames of our first 2 targets, and then throughout the rest of the video, I'll probably throw in the me actually nicknaming part. So yeah, my bad. But anyways, for Tinkatink, we decided to go with Hephaestus, and it was a female. And for Wattrel, we decided to go with Zapdos, and it's a male. For our third target, I decided to hunt Paldean Wooper. Paldean Wooper is definitely one of my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon, and he's very good in game and will be useful, so I went with the full odds outbreak method again, and to my surprise, it worked like an absolute charm once again. Bro, I got it already? Oh my god. This one. With our new team member caught, we decided to go with the name Bob. I don't know why, I just felt like Bob fits Wooper and his look. And my dad's name is Robert, and if you didn't know, Bob is a nickname for Robert. So yeah. If you guys watched my last Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video, where I hunted a full team of shiny ghost types for Halloween, then this next target you guys will be familiar with. Don't worry though, it is the same Pokemon, but its evolution is different. And when I saw this Pokemon line, I knew I had to hunt both evolutions. If you haven't guessed by now, that Pokemon is Charcadet. But of course, with our great luck of not phasing for the past 2 hunts, we ended up not getting so lucky this time around. We ended up getting another familiar shiny Pokemon who we hunted in our last Scarlet and Violet video as well. But this time we got the Bile style Oricorio. And honestly, I can't really complain too much because it has a great shiny. Now that we got our phase out of the way, it was time for our Charcadet to finally shine. Hey, there we go, baby. That's a shiny Charcadet. Let's go. Bam! Not much of a difference. We ended up naming our female Charcadet Joan, after Joan of Arc, who was a patron saint of France and protected her country. And since our Charcadet is going to be an Armor Rouge, I figured it was perfect. Also, I'm going to show you guys the Charcadet evolution right now. I'm not going to have every evolution because I was going through my clips and I think I just literally forgot to save some or may have accidentally deleted some over the long span of time it took to make this video. For our next target, I have probably one of the luckiest clips I have saved. I did decide that Orthworm was going to be a target, but I wasn't even hunting for it at the time. And the clip is just going to speak for itself, to be honest. So enjoy this crazy lucky, shiny reaction. There we go. Now we can jump a little bit higher. Wait. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. No way! I knew that was shiny. We named our shiny Earthworm Alaskan Bull because I'm pretty sure he's an Alaskan bullworm. And if not, oops. At least he looks like one. But right after, our Wattrel evolved into Kilowattrel. I wasn't done. I was gonna name it Alaskan bullworm. Oopsies. And we got Zapdos evolving. Let's go. Shiny Kilowattrel, baby. But that's not all. The thing that made this shiny Earthworm even more crazy is what you guys are about to see next. Wait. It has a mark. Orthworm the Early Riser. So yeah, we got a random shiny Earthworm with a dog mark, and it was a target. It's not exactly the dream target I would have chosen for this to happen to, but nonetheless, a full-out shiny with a mark in Scarlet and Violet is actually a lot harder to come by than people might think. I have around 80 full-out shiny Pokemon, and Scarlet and Violet. Only 2 or 3 of them have a mark, just to put it into perspective. For the 6th member of our Dream Team badge quest, I decided to hunt a Pokemon who is still fairly new, but it's not from this generation. I decided that I wanted to hunt an Applin. This little guy is from Gen 8 and has 3 different evolutions. But since this happened before the release, I have 2 options between Flapple and Appleton. I went with Appleton in the end simply because he's a bit more tanky. But of course, before we got our shiny Applin, something else decided it wanted to shine. Squelvet isn't exactly a Pokemon I care for a lot. No offense to the Squelvet fans. But that's okay, because the shiny is pretty alright, and we ended up getting our Applin in the same session.
Is that it? Oh, yes! Shiny Applin. Shiny green apple, baby. Let's go. Ryan bringing the luck once again, bro. Look at that. That looks sick.
We ended up naming our shiny Applin Abby, and I don't really have a great reason for it other than the fact that it's a female. We desperately needed a water type on the team, so for our next target, I decided to go with the new Gen 9 Pokemon, Finizen. Finizen is an interesting Pokemon, and unfortunately is the only one I won't evolve, simply because of the fact that you have to evolve it while in one of your friends' worlds. And unlucky for me, none of my friends play Scarlet and Violet, and I didn't really think about it until I got about halfway through the challenge like a dummy, but I decided that it might be a little rough, but we would probably be alright. You already know. Before that, though, we had to suffer some more pain.
Dude.
There's a shiny Magikarp.
What?
Oh, I was like, that makes it weird. No shot. Wait. Magikarp, come here. If you guys couldn't tell by now, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, I hadn't done the Titan that gives you the ability to swim yet, and the Magikarp started playing games. I thought this was hilarious, so I just had to leave it in there. Don't worry though, after a 15-minute struggle, with Bro playing the most games, we ended up getting into battle with it, and finally caught it.
Quick capture, baby! So this is phase 1.
What happened next might be even worse than that. We actually failed a shiny. Or at least I think. I'm gonna let you guys decide if I did or not, but I'm pretty sure I failed a shiny Magikarp.
It's a shiny Magikarp. It despawned. No! Rip to the second shiny Magikarp.
Now that I'm rewatching it, I'm pretty sure that was a shiny. I wasn't very happy about getting it, but I guess that's what I get for not being happy about it. Either way, rest in peace, shiny Magikarp. But it turned out okay in the end because we got our shiny Dolphin.
Oh, that's it. Let's go. Shiny Finizen. Finally, I failed a Magikarp earlier. Come on, Birdier, don't do it. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Hell yeah, that looks so good. Nice.
We ended up naming our shiny dolphin Broly, but unfortunately the nickname won't make sense because I can't evolve it and show you guys, so I'll just throw it up on the screen. This is regular shiny Palafin, and this is shiny Palafin while in hero form. As you can see, bro gets absolutely yoked, so that's why I went with the name Broly. For our next hunt, we went to probably the most beautiful and my favorite place in all of Paldean, Charcadet Trail. When I walked into this place for the first time, I instantly fell in love. Not only is it very beautiful, but also has a wide variety of cool Pokemon who also have good shinies. But while walking through the trail, I came across a Pokemon that looked familiar, yet different at the same time. That Pokemon was Toadscool. Toadscool is the opposite of Tentacle, being that it has legs and can run around on land. It is also a dual grounded grass type when evolved into Toadscool. Toadscool has a great shiny, but something else with a great shiny also decided to make an appearance. Fungus has a great shiny, and I'm a Gen 5er, but it's not what we're looking for. Thankfully, not too long after, our shiny Toadscool appeared.
Oh, no way. Let's go. That's my target, baby. Shiny Toadscool, where'd you go? Come here, boy.
We decided on the name Mandrake, because to me he reminds me of a mandrake. And if you don't know what that is, it's a plant, and I'll probably throw it up on the screen. Thank God we finally got to the top of this mountain. Let me just adjust real quick. And now I gotta find a pose. Yeah, that's the one for sure. Okay, so for the next hunt, oh my God, these sneeze, are you kidding me? So for the next hunt, we switched up the weather and hunted another new Gen 9 Pokemon, Citadel. Citadel is top 5 favorite Gen 9 Pokemon for me because it's so goofy and cute at the same time, but it also has a great shiny and is good in game.
Oh my goodness, baby. Let's go. Full on Citadel. Oh my goodness. That looks so good. Hold on. Everybody chill.
sir. Oh, there you go. You got right up close to the camera. There we go, baby. Get some comment real quick. That is a sick shiny. We decided on the name Haku. If you haven't watched Naruto, Naruto and his squad have to face off against Zabuza and a young boy named Haku early on in their adventure. And this young boy Haku was goated with the ice jutsu. If you've played Pokemon Scarlet and Violet before, well, you know the game isn't exactly perfect. I do love the game, but there are a few areas on the map where there are frame rate issues that are pretty visible, and the bamboo forest next to Fury Falls is no exception to that. For our next target, we hunted it in this beautiful laggy bamboo forest, but of course, we had to stay for longer than we had hoped because of this.
That was quick. 7 minutes.
Like I said before, I'm a huge Gen 5 guy, and if you didn't know, one of the coolest Gen 5 Pokemon, Bisharp, got an evolution. When I found this out, Bisharp instantly went on the list of targets, and thankfully he didn't make me stay in this laggy place for too long. Bro, come on, bro. Already? That looks sick. That looks sick, baby. Wait. Wait a second. Let me get a picture. Alright, come here. Ooh. Don't do it. I want to get a picture, bro. Man, that looks sick. Come here, buddy. Our shiny Bisharp ended up being a female, so I ended up naming her Raven. I grew up watching the Teen Titans, so I thought it was only right to name our dark type Raven. So I ended up recording the evolution on my Switch, and my dumb ass somehow messed it up and completely missed the actual evolution part. So here's a little bit of it. My bad. With our 10th target down, I was thinking that I wanted to hunt a ghost type, and Scarlet and Violet gave me the perfect chance to do so by adding another evolution to the Mankey line called Annihilape. Now that the DLC is out, you can hunt it in the wild, but we unfortunately could not because this was recorded way before, but we can still hunt a Mankey or a Primate. But that would be just too easy, right? Yeah. We phased on a Go-Go, and if I recall, this next shiny took forever. Mankey was stubborn, but eventually we found a minty green Mankey. Oh, no way. Heck yeah. It's a shiny Mankey, baby. Hell yeah. Alright, let's encounter it. Come here, boy. For the nickname of our minty green friend, we went with Fantasma. Fantasma simply means ghost in Spanish, and it is very fitting, especially when you guys see the evolution next. So, this should be the evolution. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's see it. Shiny Annihilape, baby. Yes. Hell yeah. I know it doesn't change a crazy amount, but I love it. That blue is sick. Now that we have our badass shiny ghost Pokemon, I wanted to hunt one of my favorite shiny Pokemon in this generation. It is another blue shiny, but this one has a lighter blue. This Pokemon is Klawf. I love how goofy looking Klawf is, and he has an 11 out of 10 shiny. I was kind of expecting to phase for this, so this happened. But I got one randomly on Violet. But then one day I realized that you could get Klawf outbreaks, which I didn't know prior to the hunt. So thankfully, Nacli was our only phase, and the Klawf finally shined. I'm not sure what happened to my reaction on this one. I think my mic might have been muted accidentally or something like that. But either way, we caught our shiny Klawf in a dive ball and named her Toph. Again, I'm not sure what happened to the nicknaming footage for this. The reason I went with Toph is because Toph is Aang's earthbending teacher in Avatar: The Last Airbender. And since Klawf is a rock type, I thought it fit perfectly. For our next two hunts, I will show them one after the other, because something special happened this time while I was shiny hunting. Also, peep how perfectly this Bramblin rolled by. That was off topic, but anyways, I got two full-out shiny Pokemon in the same sandwich, which is only encounter power 2, of course. And for our first shiny in the sandwich, we have this cute little dung beetle, Relor. Again, I'm not sure what happened to my reaction, and now that I'm thinking about it, it probably happened for the next target as well. And I'm also starting to think that maybe I just had the wrong mic selected or something like that. But either way, we named our shiny Relor Chakra and began to hunt our next target, my favorite Pokemon of all time. Of course, since it was in Gen 9, I just had to hunt a Larvesta. Unfortunately, I was right about my reaction not being recorded for this one either, but that's okay. And also, I don't know what happened to the footage of me naming it, but we named our shiny Larvesta Firefly. Now that we had caught our 13th and 14th targets, it was time to resume our hunt for Flamigo. We faced 3 times for it, and one of them actually ended up being another target, and that Pokemon was Tatugiri. But I'll show you the 2 phases first.
Yeah. It's shiny.
Oh, that's a shiny Tatsu. Man, why do I keep phasing for this darn flamingo, bro? Darn. I decided to name our shiny Tatsu Aphrodite. And honestly, this form isn't my favorite shiny form, but for time's sake, I counted it because who knows how long it would have taken for me to find the correct shiny Tatsu, being that the Tatsu outbreaks were broken. I'm not sure if they're fixed now, but I'm sure one day I'll hunt other forms of Tatsu, so I don't mind getting this one as much. Remember how I said it was time to resume our flamingo hunt? Well, that's not exactly what happened. I was kind of just walking around on my way to Sakura Trail, and this happened. Hey, yo. This is how we're gonna get it? This? Just like this? This is how we're gonna get you, Flamigo? Like this? Yeah, look away. Look away. Look away. Once again, not sure what happened to the nicknaming part, but we ended up going with the name Pinky. And there isn't really a good reason for it other than that it's pink. This has been a really long journey so far, and we're almost done. We only have 2 targets left, so if you guys stayed around this long, I really appreciate you. And I would so appreciate it if you guys left a like because this took really, really long. Anyways, now that we caught our Flamigo, it was time to get back to what we were doing before. And that was going to Sakura Trail to hunt another target. This time, the target is Forretress. I decided to hunt Forretress because I don't have one, and the steel type shinies in Scarlet and Violet look amazing. But before that, Heracross has an amazing shiny, and I hadn't even popped my sandwich to start the hunt before he appeared, so we aren't mad about that at all. Our shiny Forretress came soon after that. Hey, that's the boy right there. Oh, that looks so good. Holy schmoly. Alright. Let's catch my man. Beautiful. I don't know why, but I didn't nickname my fortress right after I caught it. So I decided later on to name it Chestnut. But that's not all. This target also happened to have a mark. It wasn't a very rare one, but still very cool. Alright. Do you have a marking, sir? Wait. Okay. Let's go. We finally got one, baby. Let's go. After 17 targets and lots of shiny Pokemon, I was trying to decide between hunting Zorua, Zoroark, and Ditto. The reason behind this is because they all require the same boring method, where you have to auto-battle each one of these Pokemon in the overworld. Each of these 3 Pokemon will be transformed into a different Pokemon walking around in the overworld, and won't show up shiny, so you have to either encounter each one or battle each one. I know you might be thinking that auto-battling will just KO the shiny Pokemon, right? Well, actually it doesn't. Your partner can tell a shiny from a regular Pokemon and will consider it something special. Instead of KOing the Pokemon, it will shake its head no at you, and a special animation will pop up next to your buddy in the bottom left of your screen. What I ended up doing at first is switching between all 3 every sandwich, and I ended up phasing once for a Zorua and once for a Zoroark. Eventually I decided that I wanted to just hunt for Ditto. This may have been a good or bad decision, I'm not sure, but I ended up phasing 3 times, and for the first time I wasn't recording at first, so I didn't get the initial encounter. Well, I kind of just caught a shiny Meowth, and kind of messed up just a little bit, you know, wasn't recording. Messed up in the flashback recording. It's shiny!
Good shit.
Yo! Die. No, dude, stop. I can't take this pain anymore, bro. I can't even tell you guys how many Dittos I sacrificed, but it was a lot. I estimated around 15k Dittos, if not more, so yeah, this took a really long time. I spent a lot of time on this hunt, and finally it paid off when I finally got my blue Ditto. Wait a second. Oh my gosh. Please tell me that I got the shiny Ditto finally. And hold on a second. I don't think there's audio. So let me make sure there's some audio before I do this. Alright, we should have game audio now. Yep. That was weird. Oh my gosh, that's it. Oh, finally, Ditto. Come here, you little blue guy. Yes! Yes! Oh my god. Dude. Wait. I decided to name my shiny Ditto Calm, who is a shiny hunting streamer that I watch, and his favorite shiny is Ditto. So I figured that it fit pretty well, seeing that Ditto seems like a pretty calm Pokemon. After that, I went to check how many hours this took, and of course, this took a long time. 190 hours to be exact. And I've spent a long time editing already so far, and I'm still not done, so this was definitely the most time I've spent on a video, hands down. Yes, you heard me right. We do have all 18 targets now, but there's a couple things left to do. First, I will show you guys all the random shinies that I got while just running around. That's it. That's every single shiny we got throughout this adventure. I decided to even throw in the Glamora we got while wrapping up Arvin's storyline. But now to take care of some real business. I didn't really show you guys any of the actual gym leader battles because they were kind of boring, but I will show you guys some of the harder stuff like the Elite Four, the Champion, and the final Nemona battle. Before we fight the Elite Four, we are greeted by Gita, who is a champion, and we will be fighting to take the place of the strongest trainer in Paldean. Next, we are required to answer some questions provided by one of the Elite Four members, Rika. I thought the questions were fairly simple, and we passed first try without any hassle. Now that it's time to actually start battling, let me introduce the final team that I picked out for the endgame. I went with Phantasma the Annihilape, Broly the Finizen, Raven the King Gambit, Firefly the Volcarona, Calm the Ditto, and Haku the Sea Titan. Not too much thought processes really went into building this team other than getting a few different type matchups and picking out some of my favorite members from our whole journey. Our first opponent is Rika, who specializes in ground types. Rika leads with a Whiscash, and I decided to keep my Annihilape in the battle. Whiscash proved to be a little annoying, but we got it pretty low with a couple low kicks and finished it off with another low kick. Next, Rika swapped into Camerupt, so I decided to swap into Broly. Camerupt is a dual ground and fire type, so water should work great here. We end up one-shotting the Camerupt with a Hydro Pump for an easy KO. Next up from Rika's team is Donphan. We send out our Volcarona to counter. We hit it with a Fire Blast and we almost do all of its damage, leaving it with just a sliver of HP. Donphan then unfortunately hits us with a super effective Stone Edge and takes out our Volcarona because I forgot about Sturdy. I then decide to swap into Broly and finish off the Donphan with the Hydro Pump. Rika swaps into Dugtrio and Hydro Pump ends up missing, and Broly goes down to Sandstorm. We then decide to bring out Raven and go for a Kowtow Cleave that one-shots the Dugtrio. Rika's final Pokemon is Clodsire. We end up terastallizing just for the fun of it, and we take down Rika's terastallized Clodsire after just 2 Iron Heads. And just like that, we have beaten our first Elite Four member. I accidentally overleveled because I honestly thought they were going to be in the 70 range, but that ended up not being the case, so we got by without too much of a problem. For the next 2 Elite Four members, I decided to not show too much because nothing really interesting happened in those ones. I ended up almost sweeping Poppy's whole team with Volcarona. We set up with a Quiver Dance, and one-shot the Caparaja with a Fire Blast. And that's pretty much how the rest of the match went, until I forgot about Sturdy once again, and this gives Magnezone the chance to take out Volcarona with a Discharge. I swapped into Raven to finish off Magnezone, and that left Tinkaton. We both terastallized, and I just kept spamming Iron Head until we got the victory. Our third opponent of the Elite Four is Larry, and if you played Scarlet and Violet, then you know Larry was the normal type gym leader. In the Elite Four, however, Larry specializes in flying types, so I subbed out Haku for Zapdos before the match started. Larry leads with a Tropius. We start off by hitting Tropius with a Pluck and a Discharge that drops it pretty low, then we finish it off with another Discharge. We take out Larry's Altaria with barely any HP left, and out comes his Oricorio. I decided to stay in and go for a Volt Switch and bring out Volcarona. We take down Oricorio with a couple Flame Wheels. Next is Staraptor. We hit it with one Hydro Pump, and it KOs itself by hitting itself in recoil. Larry's last Pokemon is a Flamigo, so I take some time to heal up Zapdos, and then I send Zapdos back out. With Zapdos back out, one Discharge is enough to take down the terastallized Flamigo. For the fourth and final member of the Elite Four, we are facing Hassel. Hassel is a specialist in dragon types, and so I decided to sub in Abby for Phantasma. Hassel leads with a Noivern, so I lead with Haku, and go for an Ice Spinner and one-shot the Noivern. Hassel then sends out a Haxorus, and we stay in and go for another Ice Spinner that one-shots the Haxorus. Hassel's next Pokemon is Dragalge. so we send in Raven to get a couple iron heads off and take down the Dragalge. Next up is Flapple. We take a hit to heal up Haku and then hit the Flapple with 2 Kowtow Cleaves to KO the Flapple. Last up on Hostele's team is Baxcalibur. We decide to swap out to Haku and Terrasilize in order to tank a hit. We then get an Ice Bender off and KO the Baxcalibur to take the W. After absolutely deleting the Elite Four, it was time to take on Champion Gita. Earlier I mentioned that she was the strongest trainer in Paldean, but we actually learned that Nemona has beaten her before, so I like to think as Gita as another test. Champion Gita leads with an Espathra, so we lead with Firefly. We go for a super effective Bug Bite to start things off. We then hit it with another Bug Bite and down goes Espathra. Next, Champion Gita sends out King Gambit. Decided to not swap out and thankfully miss a Stone Edge. We then go for a Fire Blast and do lots of damage. This time unfortunately we don't dodge the Stone Edge and we go down in one shot. We decide to swap into Chakra to finish off the King Gambit. Next up is Avalugg, so we swap to Zapdos because I don't have a great answer for Avalugg, and thankfully we take it down with a couple discharges. Next up is Veluza. We stay in with Zapdos and hit it with a discharge and Volt Switch to take it out. Her 5th Pokemon is Go-Go, so I decided to swap out for Haku, and we started off with an Ice Spinner that one-shots it. Last but not least, Gita sends out her ace, Glamora, so we send Abby out and Terrasilize. One Energy Ball is enough to one-shot Champion Gita's A's. With that, we have taken the W and have officially become a champion. But with all that being done, we still haven't become the strongest trainer in Paldea. We still have one more person to battle to claim strongest trainer in Paldea. Our whole journey has built up to this very moment. This one battle. Everything we spent countless hours shiny hunting for. All the countless phases. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm off that. But without further ado, let's get this final battle cracking. Nemona leads with a Rock Ruff, so I send out Abby, and one Energy Ball is enough to take out the Rock Ruff. Next up is Goodra. We decide to stay in, which ended up being a bad decision because we get outsped and one-shotted. We send out Haku to hit it with an Ice Spinner and get our revenge for Abby. For Nemona's 3rd Pokemon, she sent out Pawmot, who KOs Haku. We then send out Chakra and KO the Pawmot with a Dig. Next out is the Dunsparce. We decided to go with Zapdos for this one and used a couple of discharges to get it low and finish it off. For her 5th Pokemon, she sends out Orthworm, who gets one shot by Firefly's Fire Blast. For her final Pokemon, Nemona's ace is Meowscarada. Volcarona is a perfect counter, so we stay in. We end up Terrasilizing, and then we one-shot the Meowscarada with a Fire Blast. Just like that, we absolutely destroyed the Elite Four, Champion Gita, and Nemona. And now, we are officially the strongest trainer in Paldea. Wait, hold on a minute, round 2? Oh, hell no, this tripping. That's it. The challenge that I set out to complete 10 months ago is finally done. 18 targets, 40 full out shiny Pokemon, over 190 hours. This was a grind, but I had fun doing it. Sometimes I may have regretted it a little bit, but we didn't give up and now we're here. I'm not sure what made me do this insane challenge, but if you enjoyed it, make sure you smash that like button for all of my pain. And since this is a lengthy video, if you made it this far, you are a GOAT. As always, let me know down in the comment section what your favorite shiny from the video was and what insane challenge I should do next, or if you want to see me shiny hunt something specific. If you're new here, my name is Land, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed putting it together. As always, make sure you guys stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next one.